Just a matter of, what do you want to do with David Shaw, judge? He was on bond with us on tampering with a government record. Subsequent to that, he picked up a indecent exposure.
Oh, I had no idea. You got him back there, Sean?
He's in custody.
You mind bringing him out?
And that's a gentleman? Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I read it.
I would
Oh, no.
say it.
Oh.
Yes, sir. No, sir, to the judge. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
You are on bond for tampering with a government record in addition to a fraud. And it has now come to my attention that you've picked up an indecent exposure. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. On the indecent exposure, please.
On February 25th, 2025, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. And the complainant stated that she walked to the parking lot of her apartment complex. And the complainant stated she entered the driver's seat of her vehicle, which was parked north to face her apartment building. And she observed the resident of the apartment, number 320, staring at her from the window of his apartment. The defendant then lowered his shorts below his genitals and held his erect penis in his hand. He was moving his hand up and down along his penis in a sexually gratifying manner. The complainant was offended and alarmed.
All right, Mr. Shaw, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to expose yourself into the public against other people. Do you understand? I'm now also, being that you are on bond with a case and you've now picked up a new case, I'm now going to revoke your bond on the first case as well. And I will now set that at 5,003. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with the complaining witness in this case. Not to go within 500 feet of where she lives or where she works. You understand?
Yes.
Also not to be in possession of weapons as well.
Impossible, is that? No, it's not impossible. It's in order of court. You're gonna have to move it if it's 200 feet. You can't stay there. It's a serious offense.
Okay, so Felicia, do you mind? I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs as well. So don't worry about the conditions. Since I'm gonna have them monitored, and I'm now going to put a GPS monitor prior to release Felicia as well, so that we know where he is.
Now, question, Judge State, do you know the exact location of where the complaining witness distance of residence? I think they stay in the same complex. Do you know the
You know
distance?
what we can do, because it's gonna probably take a little bit of time to calculate. Why don't we roll it to tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
That way we can also give time to calculate where he lives in relation to the complaining witness. Because I don't want you to go anywhere near her. I want this person to feel safe, and I don't want you anywhere near this person. Do you understand?
We're rolling until tomorrow.
I would like conditions signed now, and then we can always modify it later on. But I guess because they may live in the same complex, we'll have to delineate, or find how far it is one to the
So
other.
how many feet would you like me to put for the moment?
For the moment, for now, 500,
Yes, sir.
and then we can come back and change it if need be.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
So we need him to sign real quick and then. Okay, zoom back on. Do you mind? Please, thanks.
Huh? Gonzalez?
Okay, give me a second, Dion.
Yes, sir.
You are Vincent Rodriguez.
Sir.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. That allegation kicks it up to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 9-month deferred. So he's got two cases. He's got the criminal trespass and this case.
Correct. And they're going to be dismissing the newer criminal trespass case.
Is this what you want to do, sir? You're going to be on paper for the next 9 months. As a result, you cannot use illegal drugs. You cannot use alcohol. And I'm going to test you like crazy. I want you to know that. You really want to do this. If you violate this probation, you're looking at a year in jail. Do you understand? You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Are you sure? He picked up a case while he's on bond. I mean, really? Are you gonna be able to make this thing? You can't even stay out of trouble. You're on bond for this case, man. Really?
That's my making. I got this.
You know, the thing is that when you get on probation and it gets revoked, you look at a whole ton of more time. And you're expected to do stuff on time, you know, meet with probation every month. You have to take a test every month to prove that you're not using alcohol or illegal drugs, no smoking weed, no using, you know what I mean? Are you sure you can do this?
Yes, sir.
All right. How do you plead to the offense of terroristic threat? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold that for 9 months. As part of the agreement, you will do an effective decision-making class. You will do an 8-hour anger management class, 20 hours of community service. Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
Then that's what we're going to do. You will now be expected, instead of the community service, you need at the very minimum a high school diploma, Mr. Rodriguez. And now that I know that you don't have one, I'm going to keep you until you get one. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to test you in 2 weeks for drugs and alcohol. You know now. Do not use. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will make you a deal. I like to take people off early when they do well to reward them. The minute you get your GED, and I mean, you got to do the class as well, but the minute you do get your GED, I'll take you off, man. All we want you to do is make you better than you left. But I'm telling you now, I will hold you to this until the end. So if you try to toy with us, I can file an issue a warrant for your arrest, put you in jail, let you out after a week for you to do what you're supposed to do. You toy again, right back in, and in 2 weeks this time. Toy again, 3 weeks next time. Do you understand?
Understand.
All I want you to do is get your high school diploma.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Understand.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Waive all his fees. It's never about the money, Mr. Rodriguez. I don't care about the money. Money makes no difference to me. It's just you doing what you say you're going to do and keep my streets safe, because that's what I care about. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez. Oh, Tony.
Buenos días, señor González. Good morning.
Mr. Gonzalez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, first offense. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Una multa.
You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 270 days in jail with credit for the 96 days that you have done.
Días que ya cumplió.
Is this how you understand this?
Yes.
You need to understand, Mr. Gonzalez, that this charge is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life.
Será ahí por el resto
If you ever get pulled over in a car,
para un carro.
an officer looks you up, they're going
Un
to,
registro.
they will see the deed of eye. If they roll up to your window and they smell alcohol on you, it's probably not going to go well for
Le
you.
va a ir bien.
Okay.
Do you understand?
¿Se lo entiende? Bien.
You need to also understand that as of today,
Desde hoy.
you will now be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for
Días.
any new cases that you pick up.
Caso nuevo que usted tiene.
Okay.
Okay.
You give up the right to a trial,
Tiene su derecho.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen,
Lo
there
acusan. Si no es ciudadano, hay
consequences.
posibles consecuencias migratorias.
from the country,
Deportado.
deny naturalization under federal law.
Leyes
You
federales.
give up the right to appeal.
El derecho a
Once you
apelar.
accept this agreement,
Acepta esta-
you can never change this.
puede cambiar jamás.
If I were you,
Si yo fuera usted,
even if you've had a sip of alcohol,
he tomado
I would never get into
poquito
a
de
car
alcohol,
again
no me metería en
because you're taking a humongous risk.
un riesgo enorme.
How do you plead to this
¿Cómo
offense?
se
Guilty or
declara
not?
esta
Guilty?
culpable o no culpable? Guilty.
Is it true or untrue that you had a .15 or above?
1.5 o más arriba de.
1.15 de.
I had 1.15, I think.
Okay, so that is true then.
Así que es verdad.
Okay, true enhancement. All right, sir.
Está
Did you
bien.
say guilty?
Yes, Your Honor, he did.
Usted se declara culpable. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. I am now going to suspend your
Ahora
ability
voy a
to drive
suspender
90
su
days.
habilidad de manejar
Do
por
not drive
90
with
días.
your
No
license.
maneja,
Good
no
luck,
maneja hasta
sir.
que tenga una licencia. Buena suerte, señor.
We're gonna waive all the fines and,
Yes, Judge.
Sí,
okay,
están
good
todas
luck,
las-
Mr. Gonzalez.
Buena suerte, señor.
Okay,
Por favor, conteste a voz alta.
Okay.
all right, good morning, Mr. Ramirez Plat.
Buenos días.
Good morning, sir.
You're charged with two
Está siendo
cases. You were
acusado de
charged with
dos casos.
driving while intoxicated.
Está acusado de manejar.
You're also charged with failure to stop and give information.
Proporcionar información.
Both of those are Class B misdemeanors. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Una multa de 200.
You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 150 days in jail, credit for the 55 days that you have already done.
Ya que ya.
Is this how you understand
Lo
the
que usted
agreement?
entiende.
Sí.
Yes.
You need to understand, sir, that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the DWI. You're pleading the DWI. The other case is getting dismissed, I'm
Que
assuming.
le van a quitar
Correct?
los cargos, ¿correcto?
So you need to understand that the DWI will go on your record and it will be there for the rest of your life.
Permanecerá ahí por la
This is important because if you ever get pulled over, an officer, the first thing they do is they look at your record. If they see that you have a prior DWI, they go up to your car
Ellos van a
and they smell alcohol. It's probably not going to go well
no
for
le
you.
va a ir bien a usted.
Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende?
Entiendo.
I understand.
If I were you, I would never, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, don't get into a car.
Se metan en un carro.
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Lo he pensado siempre.
I
You
will
also
comply.
need to understand that this is an enhanceable offense.
No
So from
piensa
now on,
problema. Que aquí en
it's a
adelante
minimum of
estaré
30 days in
enfrentando
jail.
mínimo de 30 días en la
Any new
cárcel.
cases that you pick up here,
Caso.
you give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement.
Derecho hasta llegar a este
You give up the right to a trial,
juicio.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law.
Leyes federales.
You give up the right to appeal.
También su derecho a apelar.
Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life.
Permanecerá ahí,
You
pues
can never take it off.
jamás podría sacarlo.
No entiendo.
I understand.
This is what you want to
Es
do.
lo que quiere hacer. Yes. Yes, sir.
Plead to the driving while intoxicated, sir.
Señor.
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. I will now suspend your license or your ability to drive if you don't have one for 90 days.
90
Do
días.
not drive, otherwise you will go right back to jail.
Regresa de nuevo a la cárcel.
Lo entiendo.
I understand that, sir. Buena suerte.
Venga, for cost too, so.
Thank you.